Ashen and shell-shocked, 3 adventurers sit nursing ales and thanking the gods to be alive. Men erupt in screaming drunken laughter all around them. With every random bang and shout, one of the adventurers reaches for a weapon and then, remembering themselves, releases their dagger or sword hilt or spell-infused crystal. A table of dwarves by the bar is the worst offenders, spilling ale and mead like water and dragging protesting barmaids onto their laps. One of them, with a red, coal-dusted beard, stands on the tabletop and announces,
"I'll beat the ass of any mountain-thieving human who thinks himself worthy."
No one takes him up on the challenge. The 3 adventurers stink of sulfur, sweat, and blood. The smell of dragonfire hangs on their clothes, making whole cotton vestments hard and blackened. Ryder, the human, doesn't meet his companion's eyes. His back hurts. His neck hurts. His ribs are a throbbing hell. He fell 2 stories onto hard rock and then ran half a mile to find tree cover. The situation compounded itself when the forest caught flame and the goblins were trapped in it with him. A flag of man, a white one with a blue lion roaring, is torn and tied around his hand, holding a gash closed. "None of the gold survived?" he asks.
"It's still there,"
Alvar, the dwarf, says.
"Just under several tons of rock. That and the dead dragon."
He takes a long draw from his flagon, droplets of ale hanging from his mustache and beard. This is his 5th pint, and Alvar isn't slowing. He'd been there when the dragon died, screaming and bleeding liquid flame. It wanted to take as many living beings along with it as possible. It took plenty of goblins, an insane one-eyed king, and one other. The ale dulls those tears. "But none? All that work and nothing?" "We have our lives. It's a rare company that can make that boast after visiting with a dragon," says Beriadon, the elf. He reaches for his ale and winces, holding his ribs. The dragon swished his tail at the elf, sending him back out into the driving rain and the approaching army. The dragon meant to kill Beriadon, but only snapped a rib. His beaten face and the laceration across his shoulder came from fighting back the goblins seeking to take the mountain. "The company is rarer than it ought to be." He lifts his flagon. Alva frowns, and then he lifts his own. Ryder takes his flagon up last. They touch glasses. "To the shadow. May he find peace in the land beyond," says Beriadon.
"Hail to him,"
Alvar says. "Hail to the crazy bastard," Ryder says, and drinks his ale slow. Watching this toast to a dead dragon slayer stands a coal-dusted man, dirty blonde, but he's only dirty because of coal. Looking close, being a man is even called into question. He's male, but his face is unlined. The coal and his height are the only things suggesting he has more than 16 years of life. "You all adventurers?" he says. It looks like he wet himself, but he smells like spilled alcohol, not urine.
"Friend, I'll ask you to,"
Alvar begins, but Ryder puts up a hand. "We are. And we're fresh off a string of stupidity and tragedy. The adventure is ours, but the tale could be yours if you're buying drinks." "Ryder," Beriadon begins. "I don't know about you, but I'd like to be a lot more drunk if all the gold is gone and my friend is dead," Ryder says to the elf.
"Hear, hear,"
Alvar says, clapping his flagon against the wooden table. Beer foam washes the tabletop. "No worries about the ale, fellas. Drink up. It's on me. My daddy owns the hammer throw and the mine. He basically owns all of Lone Mountain," the man says, leaning in to say the last part. Ryder pushes out a chair for the man. "Sit, and we'll regale you with wonders, my friend."